Here are the ingredients and equipment you'll need. The oven should be on 130 degrees Celsius. So we're going to make the low carb pasta very easily, and it's going to use the psyllium husk powder that we use in the low carb rolls and in the pancakes. It's such a versatile ingredient and it's full of excellent soluble fibre as well. So this is how quick and easy the low carb pasta is. I'm going to zero my bowl here on the scales. I'm going to use 70 grams of cream cheese. If you're allergic to dairy, then you could use coconut, yogurt. Yogurt works fine actually if you haven't got any cream cheese. There we go, 70 grams of that. This is a one-person portion, okay, so just to show you how it all works, I'm just going to give that a little bit of a breakdown. And then I'm going to put a quarter of a teaspoon of sea salt in there. Give that a little mix. 2 eggs, one at a time. Beat that in. Once the psyllium husk goes in, it makes the mix a bit more homogeneous, so don't worry about it if it's still got lumps of cream cheese in it. It doesn't have to be super perfect at this stage, but it doesn't have to be super perfect at any stage. Right, so kind of got a bit of a batter going on there with the eggs and cream cheese. Then I'm going to use my psyllium husk powder. I'm going to put 14 grams of it in here. And you do need to be precise because it will be too solid. There we go, 14 grams of that. And then give that a really good stir in. And you need to do that quite fast because it starts to swell, which is what makes the mix so give that. Kind of get stuck to the side of the bowl, so just make sure you haven't left a load around the edges. Give it a really good stir in, and then we're going to just leave that to swell and get a bit more solid for about 5 minutes. Okay, so that's made a sort of jelly-like mixture. You'll see how that kind of holds its shape. And that's all we need to do. So that was 5 minutes of letting it stand, and then you're going to just get 2 sheets of silicone paper, not greaseproof. Greaseproof just doesn't, things stick to greaseproof, so it needs to be baking paper. So that's 2 sheets of that, and then you're going to put your mixture onto the bottom sheet in a mess. So remember, obviously, this is one person portion. So if you're going to use the oven, you might as well do 2 lots. So I'm just going to spread that out a little bit into a kind of oblong, same shape as the paper, like so. Then I'm going to put another one on top. Just squish it down a little bit, and then I'm going to use a rolling pin. So it wants to be nice and thin. I mean, this is going to be pasta, don't forget, so roll it out as thin as possible. And the good thing is, you're not taking the top layer of paper off until after it's cooked. So, get it out, roll it as thin as possible, so it's, you know, covering the whole sheet. Obviously try not to roll it so that it oozes out of the baking paper. That's it. So it's all nice, one kind of thickness. That's it, great. And then I'm going to put that onto a baking sheet, like so. And then that's going to go in the oven for 12 minutes. So getting it out of the oven now. And I'm just going to allow it to cool on the wire rack. So it's cooled down completely, and what I'm going to do now is peel back the paper. See, it's quite dark. That's the psyllium husk that's made it like that. So then I'm going to cut it. You can cut it into any shape you want at this point. I've not tried doing it in strips like spaghetti because I reckon it might break up, but I'm just going to do it into small rectangles. And again, it doesn't need to be precise at all, because it's just going to take the flavour of whatever sauce I want to put on it. It's actually gone into more like squares, but that's all right. So you can see it's like the pasta's already cooked, so you're not going to be boiling it again. It's just going to be, you know, taking on the flavour of whatever sauce you're going to put with it. So that's it. That simple. And then you're just going to, there's actually a lot there, so that's probably going to be, that's going to be more than one person, isn't it? And it will keep in the fridge or the freezer, so you can make it in advance and then just have it portioned up, ready to go. The whole point to low carb cooking is to, you know, find things that are similar to help you stick to it. And this is so much more filling than pasta, because remember, we have a cut-off for protein and fat. We don't have a cut-off for carbohydrate. So that couldn't be easier. Look at that. That is the finished low carb pasta, ready for whichever sauce I feel like putting with it.